Ένα χειροκρότημα βασικά για τους βουλευτές μας. Ευχαριστούμε πάρα πολύ που ήρθατε. Μας κάνατε την τιμή. Θα δώσω το λόγο αμέσως στον πρόεδρό μας, τον Πέτρο Δούκα, να μας μιλήσει και να μας πει για το ICC, τους βουλευτές μας και ό,τι άλλο κάνουν.
Λοιπόν, first of all, many thanks γιατί αψηφίσατε 44 βαθμούς Κελσίου για να είσαστε εδώ να τιμήσουμε τους Έλληνες βουλευτές μας της ομογένειας σε όλα τα μήκη και τα πλάτη του πλανήτη. Αψηφίσατε 44 βαθμούς Κελσίου, κύριε Υπουργέ, και σε ευχαριστούμε και εσένα και όλη την ομάδα για την παρουσία τους εδώ. Λοιπόν, για μισό λεπτό απλώς θα σας συστήσω τα μέλη του Διοικητικού μας Συμβουλίου, αρχίζοντας από τον κύριο Νίκο Αγγελίδη, που κάθε όρθιος δεν έχει βρει θέση. Να του βρείτε μια θέση, παρακαλώ. Είναι από το Επιμελητήριο Ροδόπης. Δίπλα του ο κύριος Βασιλείου από το Επιμελητήριο Ιωαννίνων. Βασίλη, έλα εδώ να ανακοινώσει την πρόσκληση. Ο Βασίλης θέλει να προσκαλέσει την ΠΑΔΕΕ να πάει την επόμενη φορά στα Ιωάννινα. Στείλε την πρόσκληση γρήγορα για να έχω και επίσημο χαρακτήρα.
Στα γρήγορα, καλώς ήρθατε στη χώρα σας. Σας ευχαριστούμε, Υπουργέ μου, καλώς ήρθατε κι εσείς. Η πρόσκληση για τα Γιάννηνα νομίζω θα τιμήσει όλους μας, όλους σας, μια και είναι ο πιο φτωχός νομός της Ελλάδος και με τους περισσότερους απόδημους σε όλο τον κόσμο και με σπουδαίο έργο. Σας ευχαριστούμε πολύ που ήρθατε και σας καλούμε στο επόμενο να το οργανώσουμε παρέα.
Λοιπόν, όλοι εσείς οι βουλευτές και οι γερουσιαστές και οι κυβερνήτες από όλο τον κόσμο είσαστε πραγματικά ήρωες, γιατί πριν από 5 generations κανείς δεν ήταν αυτόχθον το κράτος το οποίο μεγάλωσε και εκλέχθηκε. Και μπράβο σε αυτούς που σας εμπιστεύτηκαν και είσαστε σήμερα πραγματικά τιμόμενοι γερουσιαστές, βουλευτές και αντικυβερνήτης στην Ελλάδα. Θα έρθω στο Las Vegas να παίξω και λίγο, όταν πλουτίσω. Λοιπόν, σήμερα ο στόχος μας δεν είναι να λύσουμε πολιτικά προβλήματα. Ο στόχος μας σήμερα είναι το networking. Να γνωριστείτε με αυτούς τους επιφανείς καλεσμένους μας. No, the whole idea is to network so they can meet. We have very, very distinguished businessmen from all over Greece, and I want them to meet your members so we can do some business. Και όταν κλείσετε μεγάλες δουλειές, το 1% στο ICC για να καλύψουμε τα έξοδα της σημερινής εκδήλωσης. Ο Λου Ραπτάκης έχει κάνει εξαιρετική δουλειά και τον τιμούμε και θέλουμε να σου δώσουμε, Λου, ένα μικρό δώρο. Κατερίνα, το έχουμε εδώ ή το ξεχάσαμε? Και το άλλο είναι η άπτερος νίκη, and we have another one for your office. Πού είναι και ο νεαρός που έχει φέρει το άλλο, την άπτερο νίκη? Αυτό έχουμε και ένα άλλο, ένα για το σπίτι του και ένα για το γραφείο. We have another one that you will receive very shortly. Τώρα, επειδή είσαστε από όλο τον κόσμο, θέλω να σας πω, δεν θα σας πω για το ICC. Το ICC είναι ένας παγκόσμιος οργανισμός σε πάνω από 100 κράτη με στόχο τη συμφιλίωση των λαών μέσω του εμπορίου. Our purpose is the friendship of all countries through free commerce and free trade and investments. The more we invest with each other, the more friends we become, and the more we make less wars and more peace. Now, I want to tell you for 2 minutes only, and I have Ms. Yiannopoulou and Ms. Katerina Tsurtsula, distinguished members of our board, Mr. Vasiliou Yumet, and Mr. Aggelidis Yumet, and Harry Labropoulos is our General Secretary, and Mr. Aggelidis is over here, and Harry Labropoulos, where are you, Harris? Over here. Raise up, please, so they can see you. He's our Secretary General. Now, Did I miss anybody from our board? And Mr. Fotis from the Ionian Islands. Fotis, just for 1 second. One of our very, very active members. Now, for 2 minutes. So I want to tell you for 2 minutes, because you are all elected members of parliaments around the world, even in Kenya and the Ukraine and Albania and Canada and Australia and Tasmania and all over the world, and we're very, very honored to have you. Over 55 of you, and Greece is proud of what you're doing. But because you're elected, I want to tell you for 1 minute the history of democracy in 2 minutes. It's going to be a record time. Θα σας πω την ιστορία της δημοκρατίας σε 2 λεπτά, γιατί είσαστε elected members of parliaments around the world. So how did democracy begin? The first meeting and general assembly of people was described by Homer during the Trojan Wars. Greeks were arguing, as usual, between us as to whether we should keep besieging Troy or go back to Greece. And there was a general assembly. The first general assembly ever was in Troy, where all the Greek army was united and had a big discussion whether to leave or stay. And there was one guy, so this is the first general assembly described ever in the history of the world. So one guy, an older guy, went up to the General Agamemnon, who was the chief of staff of all Greece, and he said, "Listen, Agamemnon, we're tired of fighting and we want to go back to our country. Because Agamemnon, we do the fighting, the common soldiers, but you take all the glory and the women," he said. "All the women are yours, all the glory is yours, and all the money is yours. So let's go back." And Ulysses, Odysseus, took his whip and hit him hard. But the strange thing is not that Ulysses told him, "You're disgusting with what you're saying and your disrespect to Agamemnon," but it's very interesting that they did not punish him. It was just one whip. If any soldier did that any time during the war, he would actually been executed. But the Greeks had started building the democracy from the time of Homer. Now, how was democracy born? And since I'm a former mayor of Sparta, in 850 before Christ, the lawmaker Lycurgus instituted the political system of Sparta, and for the first time he said the public is going to be the ultimate arbitrator. I omni, the Ecclesia to Dimo, they would be the ultimate arbitrator. And for the first time in the history of the world, he instituted a senate. The senators should know that their ancestors were 850 before Christ in Sparta. After that, Athens instituted the Areopagos. It was the top Athenians that actually managed all the affairs of Athens, including being judges. So around 100 years after Sparta, Athens had instituted the Areopagos. And I'm saying this just because you're all elected members and it's no part of your history. And Areopagos was just the very wealthy Athenians. It wasn't like Sparta where everybody was equal. Here you have to be in the top asset class, which means those big landowners manage the affairs of Athens. But there were conflicts between the richer and the poorer, and around 600 before Christ, for the first time in the world, Solon, the great lawmaker of Athens, instituted a parliament, the Parliament of the 400, where 400 distinguished Athenians actually managed the affairs of Athens. But still, that was not enough. The bottom public was actually burning and said, "I want more power." And what happened in 500 before Christ, 510, there was another revolutionary guy called Clisthenes, and he said, "I will rechange and reshape the constitution of Athens, and I'll make it a different democracy." So from the parliament of 400, he instituted the parliament of the 500. He increased the members of parliament by 100, And then he also said, I will do the Ecclesia to Dimo. I will have the Ecclesia to Dimo be the ultimate arbitrator. And that's, in brief, the story of democracy. And you could go back and act smart to your constituents and tell them how democracy began. And you, as a senator from New Hampshire, you can tell them that the first Senate was ever instituted at 850 before Christ. Then I have my speech, which is long, which is going to be distributed to you in writing in about half an hour. It's being now brought here to be distributed. But I wanted to tell you just very, very briefly about something that you should know. There are about 25 cities around the world called Sparta. And there are about 25 soccer teams around the world called either Sparta or Sparta Prague and everything, or Spartak. Spartacus was named in honor of Sparta. There are about 25 cities around the world named Athens. Athens, Ohio, Athens, Kentucky, Athens this and Athens that. So 25 cities called Athens, and around 20 cities called Corinth. There are 20 cities around the world, and a lot of them in the United States, called Corinth, and even one of the top soccer teams of Brazil is called Corinthians of Sao Paulo. So our Greek glory is all over the world. And there are about 8 cities around the world called Tripolis. So we have Tripolis of Arcadia, and we have Tripolis in Libya, and we have Tripolis in Lebanon. In addition to that, there is a Tripolis in Jamaica. So our glory reaches all the way to Jamaica. These are some things that you could remember. If I make a long speech about ICC and what we're doing today, it's going to be boring. So these are more exciting facts about Greece that you can take with you. So really, ICC Greece and all our members of the board, and Nikos and Fotis and Katerina and Eleni are very proud. And Yorgos Andreou, you are someplace here, I cannot see you. He's in the corner. He's not easy to miss, but he's there in the corner very, very modestly. So thank you very much for being here. And all of our board is really excited to have you around us. With that in mind, I give the floor to Lou Raptakis, who has done an excellent job. Yes?
Small addition to what Peter said. Let's think about 2 places in Egypt, Port Said and Suez Canal. If you read the other way around, it is Dias, Port Said, yeah, the port of Zeus, and Suez is Zeus, yeah.
And this reminds me, Harris, there are also 2 Thebes around the world. Thebes 1 hour north of Athens, and Thebes in Egypt. So really our glory is all over the place. Lou, I want to thank you for doing a really great job. You have an invitation to go to Ioannina next time. It's excellent. We want to do some very, very good networking. The whole idea is to do business with each other, commerce, investments, trade, and this is the purpose of ICC. So many thank you for being here, and keep up the good work.
Thank you, Petro. Ladies and gentlemen, I see a lot of members of the press here, so all my colleagues in government, all the legislators, we belong to the Swiss party today. And I also have with me my colleague in government, the first vice president from Canada, Effie Triantafilopoulos. And ladies and gentlemen, real quickly, I just want to recognize, we're going to recognize all our colleagues in government, but hold your applause till we finish the complete list, so this way the program can go a lot faster. First, I'm going to give this over to my colleague who will start the introduction.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for the warm welcome. So I'd like to start by mentioning all of our legislators who have joined us from around the world to be here for the 15th General Assembly of PADE, the World Hellenic Interparliamentary Association. So from Albania, we'll ask you all please to stand and hold your applause until the end. So from Albania, we have Evangelos Doulis, Member of Parliament, Nico Curie, Member of Parliament. From Australia, we have Frank Pangalo, Member of the South Australia Parliament, as well as John Pandazopoulos, who is a past president of WHIA. From Canada, we have Aris Babikian, Member of Provincial Parliament from the Government of Ontario. We have Annie Koutrakis, Member of the Federal Parliament from Quebec. We have Kostas Menengakis, Member of the Federal Parliament from Ontario. Dimitris Nikolaidis, who is the Minister of Education in the Government of Alberta. Chelsea Petrovic, Member of the Legislative Assembly from the Government of Alberta. From France, we have Marietta Karamali, Member of Parliament in France. From Hungary, we have Laokratis Koranis, representative of the Greek minority in the Hungarian Parliament. From Sweden, we have Vasiliki Tsuplaki, Member of Parliament. From Ukraine, we have Gregory Nemria. And from Zimbabwe, we have Vangelis Haritatos, Deputy Minister of Land and Agriculture.
Okay, thank you, Effie. So, ladies and gentlemen, from the U.S., let's hold off the applause, if we could, and let all the members stand up. First of all, we have, I'm not sure if John Allen from New Jersey is here, an assemblyman. We have the Lieutenant Governor of Nevada, Stavros Anthony.
Las Vegas,
Yes. State Representative Mike Chokas from Georgia. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a huge delegation from Connecticut. We have State Representative Savet Constantine from Connecticut. Tina Cooper, State Representative from Connecticut. Bill Hefferman, State Representative from Connecticut. We have Nicole Ditria-Claridi, State Representative from Connecticut. And we also have her sister, Themis Claridis, who is the minority leader of the Connecticut House of Representatives for 14 years. Themis, welcome. We have John Lemondis from New York, State Assemblyman. Steve Malagari, State Representative, Pennsylvania. We have Zoe Mano, State Representative from New Hampshire. Efrasia Burros from New Hampshire, State Representative. We have State Senator Sandy Pappas and State Senator Stephen Pappas from Minnesota and Wyoming. We have another member from Connecticut, State Representative Christopher Poulos. We have somebody from Rhode Island named State Senator Lou Raptakis, right here. We have Denise Ricciardi, State Senator from New Hampshire. And ladies and gentlemen, this individual I need to introduce. 10 years ago, on a train between Paris and Amsterdam, a terrorist was about to kill at least 100 passengers. 3 U.S. soldiers were on board the train, and 1 U.S. soldier took the weapon away from the terrorist and gave him a good hit on the head. And without doing that, who knows what the tragedy would have looked like. Our own Greek American from the state of Oregon, Alec Skarletos. Alec, please stand up. Alec was honored by President Obama by the U.S. Defense Secretary. There was a movie, 1517, if you remember, which he also played the role. He was also honored by the government of France, the highest award, and this Thursday he will be honored by the Greek Defense Forces in the Pentagon. Again, Alex, we thank you, and it's the Greek DNA of your courage, like Leonidas and many, many ancient warriors that made this country great. We also have James Skoufis from New York, State Senator. We have John Spiro, State Representative from Wisconsin. We have Leo Stavronakis, State Representative from South Carolina. We have Stacy Travers, State Representative from Arizona. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something real quick about Stacy. We talk about going to Yanina, correct? We were in Yanina about 2 years ago in January, meeting the mayor, the chief of staff of the mayor, along with President Tasoulas. And Stacy and I, about 3 weeks ago, got a call in a meeting with a young man, a 18-year-old that just graduated from Yanina and was heading over to Arizona State University. And he was worried about getting his student visa, exactly what's happening with the Trump administration, putting a freeze on student visas. I called Stacy and said, we got a young man going to this university, it's my own district. She called the U.S. Embassy here in Athens, and within hours, the youngster's visa was approved with no strings attached. And Stacy, thank you very much for doing that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a contingent from South Carolina that we adopted as our own Hellenic legislators. There's 7 of them that have been coming to Greece every other year, joining us to participate, because this is what it's all about. Non-Greek Americans, non-Greek Canadians, all over the world, Australia, that are proud to stand beside us to work on all the issues of concern. And I want to introduce that whole delegation from South Carolina. Nathan Ballantyne, State Representative. Case Britton, State Representative, South Carolina. McKay Caskey, State Representative, South Carolina. Rosalind Myers Henderson, State Representative, South Carolina. Todd Rutherford, State Representative, South Carolina. Keon Tender, State Senator, South Carolina. And Spencer Whitmore, State Representative, South Carolina. And what I want to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, in the United States, we have 50 elected members, 7 members of Congress, 3 lieutenant governors, 1 secretary of state, 1 auditor general, 14 state senators, and about 24 state reps elected in 22 states. And one of them, who started with us on the state level, Chris Pappas, became a congressman, and now, hopefully next November, it looks like in New Hampshire, the Democrats are rallying around him. He will be the youngest U.S. senator in the United States of Hellenic descent when he gets elected November of 2026, Chris Pappas. We want to thank him for his work. I also, ladies and gentlemen, want to recognize our colleagues in government. We have Cleopatra here from the Hellenic Parliament. We have my good friend Kostas Yolekas from Thessaloniki. We also have Thanasi, please stand when I recognize you. And my good friend for a very long time as former Minister, General Secretary of Tourism, and now General Secretary and the Minister of Justice, Olympia Anastasiopoulou. Olympia, please stand. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot has been said here this afternoon by Petros, but we stand behind you. We stand behind you with all my other colleagues in government, 21 from Australia, 9 from Canada. We have members of parliament, like we said earlier, from France, Zimbabwe, our good friend from Ukraine. We pray for him every single day till that war stops. From Zimbabwe, from Britain, from Sweden, from Romania, from Albania. Many, many countries that we work together to promote Greece, to promote Cyprus, because guess what? Like Petros said, this is where we came from. This is our roots. Our great-grandparents came from this beautiful country. Our parents, our grandparents. And this is why when we board an aircraft, or a ship, or a train, or drive here from maybe close by Albania, we get goosebumps, and I say it, we cannot wait to come here to stand behind you. And like Petros said earlier, it's about business, very important. Just think, we have a member of the Alberta province, we also have a minister, we have a Greek company who's investing billions of dollars in solar and wind energy. We have another company looking at the state of Wyoming, we saw Senator Pappas here earlier, who's investing. We have two other stakeholders looking at the state of Pennsylvania, because the state of Pennsylvania is the third largest gas producer after Texas and Louisiana, that is looking to promote and construct with the government of Pennsylvania another LNG platform to continue the FSRU project up in Alexandroupoli, who we all visited last January. And we do come here, Petros, we try to visit as many places as we can. We did Lilovasi in Castellerozo, we were in Crete, we were in Yanina, we were in Alexandroupoli, we visited Tripoli, Sparti, Kalamata 2 years ago, and it doesn't end. We want to hit every single corner of Greece to talk to the mayors, to talk to the governors, to find out what we can do. And we know all the geopolitical issues. We're not going to go into that because we stand by you against any aggression that takes place, whether it's from the east, whether now it's from the south. That's why we stand behind Greece. Our colleagues in government back home, the non-Greeks, whether they're in parliaments or the U.S. Congress, we send that message strong, a loud voice like my colleagues like Nicole Maliatakis and many, many others. So we are next to you day by day. And Petros, you are right, because we got to continue that investment. We need to have a bridge between American companies coming here to invest, Greek companies and companies from Cyprus investing back to the countries that we represent. And I call it a triangle. You could have a Canadian member of parliament, the United States and Greece. You could have Zimbabwe, Greece, and France. So that's what it's all about, is having that connection and speaking to leaders, stakeholders, and business people. And Petros, I'm not going to delay anymore, but what we can do is we can have dinner, and we'll see how much time we have. We would like to hear from you. Any question you might have, we'll do it quickly. If you want to address it to a certain country, if anybody from our colleagues in government want to address that question, I think it's very, very important. Πέτρο, θέλω να σου πω ένα μεγάλο ευχαριστώ που είμαι εδώ σήμερα. Μεγάλη τιμή μου, μεγάλη χαρά με τους συναδελφούς μας από όλα τα κοινοβούλια. Είμαστε δίπλα σας. Θέλουμε να σας βοηθήσουμε όσο μπορούμε και ό,τι μπορούμε να κάνουμε. Και να σου πω που δεν θα σταματήσουμε να παλεύουμε. Όσοι μπορούμε να βάλουμε καινούριοι Έλληνες στα κάθε κοινοβούλιο, είναι μεγάλη χαρά. Η νεολαία, προσπαθούμε να έχουμε και καινούριους να εκλέγονται. So, αυτή είναι η δουλειά μας. Η ΠΑΔΕ του χρόνου θα γιορτάσει τα 30 χρόνια. Τα 30 χρόνια εδώ. So, θα είμαστε του χρόνου να κάνουμε commemorate μια μεγάλη οργάνωση που είναι μια οργάνωση. Εμείς το λέμε soft power. But it's a strong power for all the issues of concern and to support the people of Greece and Cyprus. Ευχαριστούμε πάρα πολύ.
Λούς, ευχαριστούμε θερμά για την εδώ παρουσία όλων των ομογενών βουλευτών μας. Πραγματικά μας τιμάτε, αλλά και εμείς με τη σειρά μας σας τιμήσαμε με record crowd εδώ. Σχεδόν έχουμε μόνο χώρο για ορθίους και κάποια μέλη του Διοικητικού μας Συμβουλίου κάθονται όρθια ακριβώς για να φιλοξενήσουμε όσο περισσότερους μπορούμε από εσάς. Τώρα, για τους μη Έλληνες εθελοντές βουλευτές, ελπίζω να τους έχεις ειδοποιήσει ότι θα πρέπει να καταταγούν στον ελληνικό στρατό. For the non-Greek members of PADE, I have to inform you that you are now registered to be drafted to the Greek army and probably be sent to our borders. Επίσης,
I just want to add something. I also want to thank the ICC, the women that also take part in this ICC. And I'm going to say something. I was here a few years back, and our board consists of 9 members. And back in 2021, I could go even farther back, 2021, we had 5 men and 4 women. In 2023, we had women running the board of PAVE, 5-4, and with the election that just occurred again, it's still 5-4. So congratulations to the women on the board, working with your colleagues here from the ICC. I think it's very important. Thank you again.
Απλώς, εκτός από την κυρία πρέσβυρα της Γαλλίας που κάνει εξαιρετική δουλειά για τις ελληνο-γαλλικές σχέσεις, Lady Ambassador, thank you very much for being here. Και τον παλιό φίλο τον Υπουργό, τον κύριο Σκρέκα, ο οποίος πραγματικά είναι από τους εργατικότερους, φιλοτιμότερους ανθρώπους που έχουμε στο ελληνικό κοινοβούλιο. Εντάξει. Προβλέπω νέα διαγραφή. Λοιπόν, πραγματικά η κατάληξη θα είναι ίδια. Σε ευχαριστούμε για την παρουσία σου εδώ. Πραγματικά η δουλειά που κάνεις είναι πρωτοποριακή. Και όπου μπορεί το ICC Ελλάδος και φυσικά η ΠΑΔΕ με την οποία έχει σχέση ούτως ή άλλως να σταθεί στο πλευρό σου, παρακαλώ να μας ενημερώσεις και πραγματικά θα τρέξουμε όλοι έγκαιρα. Είναι εδώ μαζί μας και η πρώην σύζυγος του κυβερνήτη της Νέας Υόρκης, του κυρίου Κάρη, κυρία Ευαγγελίνη Βιουλέτα. Ευαγγελίνη. Και θέλουμε να δώσουμε και αυτό το δώρο ή για το γραφείο ή για το σπίτι του Λου. This is for either your home or your office. And it's actually beautiful made. And the son of the artist is someplace here. I cannot recognize him with all this crowd because we do have a record crowd here today. So it's amazing how many people really offer to come and see.
Thank you, Pedro, for a great gift. And we also have something for you, which I think is special. You'll like this gift right here. I'll have you open it up. So what this is, Pedro, it is an ancient turtle here, and with the stand, it has our new emblem of the WHIA PAVE, so you can always remember us every single day while you have this on your desk, while you're doing your work. Again, thank you for your friendship for many, many years, and again, we will continue that friendship for many, many more years.
Should we ask for some questions from
Πριν κλείσουμε, να σας μεταφέρουμε το χαιρετισμό από την Αμερική του κυβερνήτη της Περιφέρειας της Ελλάδος της ΑΧΕΠΑ, του Δ. Νίκου Δημητρόπουλου, ο οποίος βρίσκεται στο Ορλάντο για τις εργασίες του ετήσιου Παγκοσμίου Συνεδρίου της Ομογένειας του ΑΧΕΠΑ. Δια του εκπροσώπου του εδώ Χρήστου Κατηφόρη, μέλος του ΔΣ του ΑΧΕΠΑ Ελλάς, χαιρετίζει τη σημερινή εκδήλωση, συγχαίρει τον πρόεδρο Πέτρο Δούκα και το ΔΣ του ICC Ελλάς και εύχεται ολοψύχως με τέτοιες και άλλες ευτυχημένες εκδηλώσεις να βαθαίνουν οι θεσμοί των διακεκριμένων στελεχών και εκπροσώπων της ελληνικής διασποράς. Επίσης, να σας ενημερώσουμε, όπως ξέρετε όλοι, γιατί έχουμε πολλούς προέδρους επιμελητηρίων και όπως ξέρετε, το ICC είναι η ομπρέλα όλων των επιμελητηρίων της Ελλάδας. Το ICC στηρίζει τα επιμελητήρια μέλη του και την περιφέρεια. Σας περιμένουμε το Σάββατο 2 Αυγούστου στο δεύτερο φεστιβάλ λεκονικών προϊόντων που διαργώνεται στη Μονεβασιά το Επιμελητήριο Λεκονίας με πάνελ και ομιλήτρες του τομέα αγροτικής ανάπτυξης με θέμα από τη γη της Λεκονίας στο μέλλον. Και επίσης τον Οκτώβριο στις Σέρρες, στο πλαίσιο του εορτασμού της Παγκόσμιας ημέρας Αγρότισσας, ο τομέας αγροτικής ανάπτυξης με την επικεφαλής των εαυτών, Κατερίνα Τσούρτσουλα, θα τιμήσουμε για 4η συνεχή χρονιά το πρόσωπο της γυναίκας υπαίθρου, διοργανώνοντας εκδήλωση στις Σέρρες με θέμα την περιφέρεια στην Πρόοδρο, η τοπική παραγωγή ως μοχλός βιώσιμης ανάπτυξης. Σας περιμένουμε λοιπόν στο επιμελητήριο των Σερών με τη στήριξη του Επιμελητήριου Σερών και του Προέδρου μας του Θανάση Μαλιάδη.
Καλησπέρα σε όλους. Ο Λουκάς που κάνει ο μοναδικός που κάνει επιταγγελία γεωγραφία έχει αντιμετωπίσει και το υποψήφιο του Αγίου Πολέμου στη Νέα Υόρκη.
Ευχαριστούμε πάρα πολύ. Thank you very much for this beautiful icon.